The other day, I was happily browsing the interweb and found an interesting article. It described a 3-minute long test that, according to the article, could well be the hardest physiological test you can do in cycling. This test is called the critical power test. So I did some more digging and found out that I could actually do one of these critical power tests nearby at Race and Shine Triathlon Academy. I sent them an email and voila, they were happy to do some testing on me. But instead of doing just one 3-minute all-out effort, I would do 4 all-out efforts of varying lengths. In other words, a sufferfest of magnificent proportions. I'm actually quite nervous. I mean, just one fitness test, it feels very, very bad if you do it properly. And I'm supposed to do 4 fitness tests in a row. Yeah, I gotta use the different entrance.
Have you been here before?
No.
No?
Fine. Hi, Johnny.
Hi. Sprint for 20 seconds, you're doing it, but you reach the maximum after what is test best.
Yeah. I wonder if this should be here or then good here. Alright, so it's the first test. The idea for the first 20-second test is to produce as much power as you can, as fast as you can, and then just hang on.
Yeah, you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go!
So for the first 10 seconds, I would ramp up to the highest wattage I could, and then the remaining 10 seconds I would just try to hang on to that power, which is pretty much impossible if you actually reached your max power. And I'd say that this first test was the easiest of the 4, for me at least. I mean, you start pedaling as hard as you can, and before you know it's over. And it doesn't really require that much mental strength to push through 20 seconds, you know, so... But I could definitely feel this test in my legs after those 20 seconds. That's when it really hits you. Yeah, it's amazing how tired you can get with just a 20-second effort. My legs are extremely stiff now. But it only got harder from that point onwards. The second 3-minute test was already a lot tougher. It's the first test where you really start to feel the effect of lactate in your legs. Especially because I was supposed to overpace the first 30 seconds and then try to hang on, even though my legs were burning with lactic acid. And I don't think I've ever produced watts like that for 3 minutes in a row, so... And you know, 3 minutes might not seem long, but when you're going all out, those will be the longest 3 minutes you've ever experienced.
Yeah, come on, keep it up. Last 30 seconds. Now you really need to go all out. 20 seconds. Come on. Still. 10 more, last. Come on. 5, 4, come on. Yes. Good. Really good. Good man. Really high power there. So good. Yeah. Good.
I've never seen my heart rate
that high. Stop, you can stop.
My legs are shaking.
No, I think the races where you...
So we had lunch, and now it's time for the second set of tests. 2 more tests, a 6-minute and a 12-minute test. Yeah, my legs pretty jello.
Yeah.
They probably get better once we get...
Yeah, probably.
And then we get to the 6-minute test. That might just have been the hardest test for me. I do remember the first 3 to 4 minutes I was feeling pretty good, but then after that, the final minutes just dragged on, and it was very unpleasant.
Oh, you can see the gate. Come on. Yeah, good. Yes. Very good. Good work.
And after that, 12 minutes?
Yeah,
What the
unfortunately,
hell?
but...
It's weird, like once you start doing it, and you go deep in that cave.
Yeah.
I mean, time just like
Yeah.
becomes really weird.
Yeah, yeah.
To my surprise, the final 12-minute test was easier. Of course, the final minutes again do feel bad if you're going all out. It's inevitable. But I would have thought that the 12-minute test, because it is the longest, that you would suffer the longest and it would require the most amount of mental strength. But I do think the 6-minute or the 3-minute, they were the harder ones. Because the pain, the amount of lactate, the amount of burning in your legs is on another level compared to the 12-minute test.
Yeah. Good mate. Good mate. Very good.
That was cool.
Good, very good. Nice. Really good work.
I don't think I've ever done a test that hard. I mean, now I feel that I've never actually gone hard, because that wasn't on another level. But now that it's over, oh my god, I feel so good. I feel like I've actually done something again. Whew. Cheers. So now I'm gonna have a video call with the coach. So after the test, you get a PDF that shows all kinds of metrics and all kinds of graphs.
Yeah.
Yeah, what did my results show?
Overall, just briefly, I think the test shows that you are a powerful rider. You can crank out high power, but you do it with the use of high lactate numbers. The test is pretty clearly, I think, shows that you should aim for lowering the VLA max.
If I simplify this a lot, VO2 max is the amount of power you can generate with the help of oxygen through your aerobic system. And then the VLA max is the amount of power you can generate without the help of oxygen through your anaerobic system. Generally, for long distance endurance athletes, a high VO2 max is always a good thing. But a high VLA max can be a bad thing. Based on the test, I have a high absolute VO2 max, but relative to my body weight, it's medium level. My VLA max, similarly, is rather high, 0.67 millimoles per liter per second, which is not good for long and distance endurance athlete. An optimal amount for an Ironman distance athlete is somewhere around 0.3. So I would need to reduce my VLA max quite a bit. And then how do you do that? Well, according to Inside and coaches, one of the best ways to reduce your VLA max is to do a lot of threshold or sweet spot training.
The best training for that is base training, fat max training, sweet spot training below your anaerobic threshold. And the reason for that is that when you go lower than your anaerobic threshold, you will activate your fast twitch fibers and you will make them get better at using oxygen. And by doing that, they will use oxygen instead of lactate.
And I can also try to reduce my VLA max by changing my nutrition. I should do these sweet spot training sessions in a glucose depleted state. In other words, I would restrict myself from eating carbohydrates before those training sessions. Did I say that? Was that? Okay. And of course, Inside gives you a bunch of training zones to train these specific metrics that you were given from the test. For instance, I can look at this table and tell that if I want to improve my fat metabolism, my fat max, I need to train between 145 and 151 watts. And because I have a high VLA max, I should do a lot of work in what they call a medio zone, between 196 and 220 watts. All these results feel almost like cheating. You get an accurate picture of your two main energy systems for endurance, your aerobic and your anaerobic system, and you know which system you should target to improve your performance. That's just amazing. If it's not the world's toughest cycling test, at least it is one of the most comprehensive. Let's just say that.